This is Grandmaray, don't play, and you know I'm Rachel. So today I'm here at the Hempire store. That's the Hempire store at 45 Main Street in Amesbury. Okay, so it's a beautiful store. I'm here with Kirby, and she is the owner and operator, and I'm going to step aside and she's going to introduce you to the employee and tell you a little bit about the store, and we're going to get into it, shall we? Okay, I'm out.
Hi, I'm Kirby. We're so grateful to have Grandmaray here today. I am the owner of Hempire. We have two store locations. This one, 45 Main Street in Amesbury, and another one, 169 East St Methuen. And we do also have a website, Teamhempire.com. I got into CBD products and cannabis products a couple of years ago when I was diagnosed with something called trigeminal neuralgia. It's very uncommon, not a lot of people know about it. And I met with a neurologist and a neurosurgeon at Tufts, and they kind of went over my course of treatment, and one of them was to start me on a medication that is, so I did have a brain freeze for a moment. The prescription that they wanted to start me off was Neurontin, also known as gabapentin. So their course of action was to put me on it every day indefinitely for the rest of my life. We would start that, see how it worked, and then you would add medications, not really removing any. That really freaked me out. I was in my 20s, definitely not something I wanted to pursue. Luckily for myself, I had an uncle that was really passionate about the cannabis plant and all that it could do. And he really strongly recommended to me for me to try it first. And you know, I was cautious about that as well because I was a mother and I almost fed into the stigma a little bit, but luckily common sense kicked in and I realized I'm either going to start this pharmaceutical drug that I'm going to have an extremely hard time getting off of, which they're saying I'm on for the rest of my life, or I try a plant that's grown from the earth, that's all natural. And I made the choice to try cannabis. And I've been on it ever since. I have not needed a pharmaceutical medication ever since, and my trigeminal neuralgia has, I really haven't had any attacks or flare-ups since I started. I do use it as a daily regimen for myself. So I started from there to learn about the cannabis plant. Cannabis has, there's two plants, marijuana and hemp. The marijuana plant is most commonly known for its THC properties. A lot of people know it because it causes the high that's associated with it. CBD is one of the compounds in the marijuana plant. It's also in the hemp plant. This is known most commonly for its anti-inflammatory properties. The hemp plant has high amounts of CBD, so it has those anti-inflammatory properties, but it's grown with very little THC. So you're able to extract it and create these concentrates where people would not get the high, the intoxicating effect that you would get from extracting from the marijuana plant. These products really weren't out a lot. It was hard to find, and when I started using them and it worked for me, really started doing our research and seeing that it worked for so many other people, and it wasn't out there. So we decided, let's really get into this and let's make it our mission to make it available and accessible for as many people as we can, so that it's an option out there for people to try. I am not a doctor, not been to nursing school. We never, insinuate that we're giving anybody medical advice. That is not our place. It's just here if somebody wants to try it, if people want to do research on their own, if they want to talk to their doctor about it. More and more doctors are really opening up to it. I think we've seen such a difference too from when we first started until now. At first, most commonly we'd see people that their doctor said absolutely not, stay away from it. And not to say there aren't still doctors that advise that, but now people are starting to have those conversations at their doctor's office, which is the most important thing, and that's really how the stigma gets broken. Because it does work for some people, and sharing your story is really powerful because you don't know the difference it can make in somebody else's life. This is Gina. Gina has been with us since the very beginning. She is our employee here at Hempire, and she's usually, you know, she's the face of Hempire and who everybody sees and loves, and she creates all the best relationships with all of our customers.
Thank you.
So I'll let Gina talk about how she got here and how we started together.
When I met Kirby, I was interested in CBD products, mostly for my dog who was suffering from arthritis. She was walking on 3 legs for about 6 months, and it got to the point where my vet was talking to me about possibly needing to amputate her leg, and she is only 6. So when I heard about CBD oil and what it could do, you know, not just for myself, but for our pets as well, I decided to give it a try. Macy, my dog, has been on CBD oil since March of 2017, and she has not needed any surgeries. She's rebuilt all of her muscle definition. She runs on her leg again, and it's almost like it never happened. So once I saw what it did for her, it was really important that I got myself on this to see what it could do for me. And I use CBD for multiple reasons. I use it topically. I have sciatica and scoliosis, and I also ingest it for anxiety. I'll also use it when I do experience any types of nausea or migraines, and it does wonders for me. And what I like to do is just share my stories with my customers that come in and let them know, you know, there's options out there for everybody. And it may take a little trial and error, but once you identify what your body needs, it's very easy going forward. And it is something you can do daily, but people can also use it for onset symptoms like nausea and migraines. And something I really stress to people is it's wonderful prevention. You know, CBD could have the ability to do quite a few different things for different people. I think everybody should at least have the knowledge of it, know about it, and then decide for themselves if it's something that they want to pursue. It's a wonderful alternative to different prescription medications. Did I do terrible?
Good. Okay, so I'm back. So what we're gonna do is, Kirby is gonna show us some products and talk about them and introduce everything, and we'll go through this process, okay? So again, I wanna say, again, we're not a doctor. All we're doing is introducing you to something that can help you with your sickness and pain. And we're going to also talk about the price point, because that seems to be a concern of people, how much it costs. And just remember this, you go to the restaurant and you pay for a meal for 2 people, you walk out of there with a $60, $80 bill, and that was just for 1 meal, and you don't complain or anything. So, you know, do something for yourself and get something to help you with your physical problems, okay? Your pain, your arthritis, your swelling, all of those things. You know, I tried it and it worked for me, and I'll tell you about that a little bit more into the interview. So I think that you should consider this. Also consider this. How much money do you pay for your medical coverage? Blue Cross, Blue Shield, or whatever you have, and then on top of that, oh, I used to pay like $180 every couple of weeks. That was a lot of money. On top of that, I had a co-payment for the doctor, and then if he sent me to a specialist, that was a higher co-payment. And then when I went to the drugstore, it was another co-payment. When I finished and I divided that up, believe me, I was well over $60, $80, okay? And I wish I knew about this store then, and I could have saved a lot of money. On top of that, most of the times, the medicine they gave me only helped a little. I need total relief, 100%. So let's follow and see what we got over here, okay? All right, stay tuned.